Value equation. How to create a life that demands respect and delivers impact. Value isn't something you inherit. It isn't gifted and it isn't owned. Value is created every single day through the choices you make, the skills you master, and the problems you dare to even solve. You either add to your value or diminish it. So I'll ask you, what are you creating right now? And is it enough to demand respect from the world and most importantly from yourself? The currency of value. So let me be clear. You are the market. Your time, energy, and the skills are the currency. Every decision you make, every skill you master, every idea you bring to life contributes to or detracts from your worth. The most valuable people in this world didn't wait for permission. They built themselves. Brick by brick, skill by skill, trade-off by trade-off. But here's the painful truth. If you're not creating value, you're just consuming it. And that's why you feel stuck, invisible, and unfulfilled. So this is a world starving for value. Have you ever wondered why some people are admired, sought after, even celebrated, while others are ignored, overlooked, or pitied? The answer is simple: value. Here's what happens when you lack it. You live in the shadow of others, envious of what they have and blind to what you could create. So I'll say that again. You live in the shadow of others, envious of what they have and blind to what you could create. Opportunities pass you by, not because they don't exist, but because you don't have the skills to seize them. You probably don't even have the skills to even understand or recognize an opportunity when it's facing you face on. You become dependent, you're codependent, waiting for someone else to build the life you want. You have all these demands from others that you don't even demand from yourself. You have all these expectations from others and you don't even expect anything from yourself. You don't do anything or contribute to anything, but you demand and expect others to do things and contribute to you. In other words, you're entitled. And the worst part, without value, you are at the mercy of the world. A world that respects nothing more than what it can gain from you. So, the science of value creation. If you want to escape this trap, you need to understand what value really is. Let's break it down. Personal value, economic value, relational value. Personal value. This is your skill set, your knowledge, your ability to solve problems. Even though I don't believe in solutions or necessarily problem solving, but I say it sometimes just so you can understand. When I'm usually talking about problem solving, I'm talking about mostly about trade-offs. So I am talking about creating better options, better alternatives, countering problems to overcome issues or problems that occurs in your life. That's more than likely what a value creator is. A value creator is somebody who creates better alternatives and better options for people's lives. You are designing better lifestyles for others. How are you doing that? By creating better options and alternatives. The more options, the more better options, and the more better alternatives that you create, that is going to be the measurement of your wealth. Think of it as your internal currency. Economic value. Value is how much someone is willing to exchange for what you offer. So we talked about this, and I'll give you an example to go deeper into this, or to explain this even more. The price of water may seem trivial until you're in a desert. When you're dying of thirst, water becomes invaluable. The difference between what it costs, its market price, which is its market price, and the life-saving benefit of what it provides, which is its true value, is what economists calls a consumer surplus. Relational value. The trust, respect, and admiration you build through how you treat others and the energy you bring into every interaction. So here's a secret. The more value you create for yourself, the more value you'll naturally create for others. So, how to become a value creator? I briefly just talked about it. Step 1, master a high impact skill. Step 2, adopt a trade off mindset. Step 3, use for holiday purposes and for time relevancy is the holidays, Christmas, New Year's. So I'll say take consideration of the time of the year. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, think of how you can use whatever's going on around in the world or at that time, how you can use that in your advantage of how you create and build. So how you can gain traffic and attention and be more attractive of what you're building, just for a bit more relevance, listening to your audience. So step 3, use the holidays as a catalyst. So that's an example. So step 1, we said master a high impact skill. Let's go deeper into how we can master a high impact skill. These are just brief bullet points. I don't think they stop here, but what I can just think of from the top of my head: writing, speaking, critical thinking, storytelling, psychology. I think all 5 of those are extremely important. Your worth, your wealth, your income, the profit that you will gain definitely is going to live off of these. Writing, speaking, critical thinking, which is writing and speaking goes with communication. Communication is crucial. Critical thinking, strategical thinking, storytelling, psychology. Those are high impact skills. I will even argue understanding finances, understanding accounting, understanding how money works. Those are critical. Those are crucial. Just having the ability to figure things out is a very crucial skill to have as well. Pick one. Maybe you should go all in. Make it a non-negotiable part of your life. The world doesn't need mediocrity. It needs excellence. And that starts with, mostly for most people, specialization. Even though I believe in becoming a generalist, being a polymath, and understanding everything, and just trying to understand everything at least, and just getting to the habit of learning and expanding your mind, stretching yourself out, not wearing yourself thin, but instead building yourself up. The specialization is the specialization. The niche is you. It's you who has the ability to learn anything. Not saying that you know everything or you need to learn anything, but you need to have the ability to be able to learn anything in a very efficient and effective manner. So adopt a trade-off mindset. Every choice has a cost. Stop chasing perfection. Instead, ask, what is the best trade-off I can make right now? Sacrifice instant gratification for long-term results. So you will want to sacrifice instant gratification, what is so self-pleasing to you right now, for long-term results. The result is going to feel so much better when you are dealing with the pain and you're going through it day in and day out, and you don't want to do it, you don't feel like doing it, and you're giving up something, and it's something that is really can hurt you while you're giving it up, but you know the long-term value, the benefits, the long-term results is going to be magnificent if you just stick with it. That's worship in a way. Sacrifice is worship. But it says praises go up, blessings come down. So if you want to stay in the favor, then you need to work, and you need to stay committed, and you need to, as much as you possibly can, concentrate and stay focused on what you know deep down inside, what needs to be done. No matter what, just being diligent, and being consistent and committed, loyal to yourself. So also, yes, choosing learning over passive consumption. Step 3, use the holidays as a catalyst. The holidays aren't a time to hit pause, they're an opportunity. Here's how. Spark creativity. The holidays is a great time where you can be extremely creative. They spark creativity if you are curious enough to see how you can build and create amongst the holidays. The change of pace. See how the world changes, how people change, how people's behaviors and their minds and their perspectives and their attitudes and their emotions and their feelings everything, how they change, what type of content is now being put out, what type of products is now being created. Study that. Look, pay attention to that. The festive atmosphere and meaningful conversations are fuel for imagination. Use them. Consume all this and spit it all out through creation, through building. Capture ideas. Keep a notebook handy. Whether it's an idea sparked by family conversations or a random thought during downtime, write it down. Or whether you're watching a family Christmas movie or dinner or whatever, find inspiration in whatever you do, wherever you are. Do it. Hold a small camera with you if you can. Take pictures, photograph, study geography, study how the cityscapes are, study how people move, how people talk, listen intently, furiously. Understand how people are, understand people's behaviors, their minds, especially around this time, how they change. Invest in relationships. I am a person who's an introvert and I like to be in solitude and by myself most of the time, but I don't disregard relationships. I do understand that relationships is very important, even though I do embrace in solitude. But having a relationship and nurturing all the relationships that you're involved in, understanding how to build relationships and how relationships is a consistent building throughout is very important. So practice building healthy, long, sustainable, very strong relationships. It's crucial to your wealth. So connection creates opportunity. The people around you are your network, your inspiration, and sometimes your first customers. And the people around you, more than likely, those are the type of, that's how you're going to end up. So you want to be the least of your group. You don't want to be the smartest in your group. You don't want to be the most wealthiest in your group. You don't want to always be the one who's always the one to figure it out. If that is the case, then you have outgrown the people that are around you, and it's time for you to get people who are better than you. You want to be around people who are better than you, and if you're not finding people who are better than you in your circle, then you have a lot of work to do. You need to have people who you are trying to become and who you are working to become, who you are building to become. So those are the type of people that you need to be around. So if you don't have that, you need to reach out. You need to get on LinkedIn. You need to start inboxing people. You need to start researching CEOs, business owners, creators, content creators. You need to start researching these people. You need to start Googling or whatever, and you need to start DMing people and start seeing how you could connect with these people and how you can probably set up a Zoom call or a coffee meeting, buy them a cup of coffee or something, and just understand how you can serve them, how you can add value to their lives, because that's the trick. That's the key of how you're going to be able to advance to the next level, is how can you add value to people, to high valued people's lives. So not only the world, but to people who are more valuable than you, the 1%ers. How can you get into that circle? So you need to keep trying to advance more. So your favorite book that you like to read, see who the author is, follow that author. And if you are doing the work, the necessary work, the value, if you're creating value, you're pushing out valuable, creative context into the world. I don't want to use the word content, but valuable context to the world. It should not be that hard for you to reach out to these valuable people who are creators of the content of your favorite content that you consume, and see if you can get a reply back. If you don't, then it doesn't stop there. You keep learning, you keep instilling value into yourself. You keep you keep investing in your human capital, and you be consistent with that, and you keep building valuable projects, keep pushing it out, and eventually people are just going to come to you. You won't even have to reach out to them, but you have to be consistent with what I am telling you. So turning idle time into your greatest asset. Neuroscience tells us that moments of idleness, Those quiet, reflective pauses are crucial for creativity. But in today's overstimulated world, we've forgotten how to let our minds wander. As Daniel Levitin explains in The Organized Mind, information overload traps us in cycles of distraction, sapping our willpower and creativity. To break free, we need to reset, to let our minds drift, to reflect, to imagine. The holidays are your perfect chance, not to zone out, but to go deeper. Or not to only zone out, but to go deeper. Take that walk, sit with your thoughts, let your brain reset, wonder, daydream. It's powerful. I've heard Jeff Bezos even talked about it. He wonders a lot. Jeff Bezos says he takes time out of his day to wonder. Do it. Let your thoughts take over. So, the question that changes everything. At the heart of value creation is one simple, relentless question. What am I doing today that makes me irreplaceable tomorrow? I'll say that again. What am I doing today that makes me irreplaceable tomorrow? If the answer is nothing, change it today, right now. So, create, don't consume. Now, I will reiterate that. Create, it's okay to consume, but you don't want to consume and you don't create. The more you consume, the more you need to create. So, what I do, I watch movies. I love watching movies, and I love watching football. Football and movies is I probably do that more than I probably enjoy watching football and watching movies more than anything. So what I do now, every single time when I watch a movie, I write my screenplays. I write the movies that I wish to watch. I watch the movies that I wish to act in. So I'm like, okay, as many times as I want to watch a movie, I need to have my laptop right there, and I need to be writing. And I need to be also following along the script, reading the script as I'm watching the movie. I watch the movies on subtitles so I can learn, see what's going on. And just that one sentence or one little spark or one little thing in a movie, my mind is so, like, I have such a strong imagination. My mind is so creative that one small little thing can give me an ounce of inspiration, and I can just be like, oh, I can make that into a movie, or oh, I wish this actor would have done this, or I wish the director would have done that, or I wish the writer would have wrote that. So I write a world of what I wish could happen within this movie. So I'm also building other worlds. I like to build worlds as well. So how do I build worlds that are science fictions, that is science fiction, that is fictitious? I have the power to do that through just storytelling, creating stories. And what I also do now, the products that I create stories within those products, within that realm. So what I do now, I have like these products that I'm working on establishing that I want to put onto the market, but I have to build an audience. I have to build recognition around them. I can't just have the manufacturer create the product and then I have like all these products and then I don't have any customers, I don't have any audience, anybody to buy them. You know what I'm saying? So I just have this huge inventory now and I'm just wasting money. That's not good business. So what you want to do is you want to create audience, you want to create traffic, and you want to be able to create a huge, like, people who follows and trust you. So you do that and then you can create, so you can put out your product. So what I'm doing when I'm watching these movies, or that's when I'm working on writing or anything, I consume a lot, but I use that consumption for inspiration and and to help me with my creativity. And so now now the products that I have, I just create a story around it, like my characters or the movies that I will act in. I will say, hey, let's see if we can put my product, a model of my product, into this scene, and let's have the actor use the fragrance that I create and I'm working on creating, or use the vegan protein powder that I'm working on creating, or the lotion, or whatever. They're using what I want to create in their world. And that's a part of marketing. So it's just ideas that I am using to do, that I am using to create commercials that I am looking into creating, and I'll put them on the web, and I'm going to just keep marketing and keep marketing and keep building, and keep gaining attraction and audience, and eventually it will just keep flowing because of the valuable context that I am working on pushing out. And so I am just focusing on just value. I'm not focusing on quantity, I'm focusing more on the quality. And that's what I want, and that's what I want to do, and that's what I am doing. And no matter how long it takes, it doesn't matter. I know that there is great value in the long run. There is great value in patience. Patience is a virtue. There is great wealth in taking time. So I'm in no rush, and I enjoy what I'm doing, and I know that at the end of the day it will be prosperous. So, and also thinking like I talked about using the holidays to help spark your imagination, or not just the holidays in general. I'm saying the holidays not because it's the holidays, but just it's an example of wherever the world is, whatever's going on, you can use that for a spark of your creativity. You can use that as inspiration. So I don't know, if a war breaks out, it might be a very negative thing, the war, but you as a value creator, it is your job to see what you can take out of that and to build. Look into it. Everything. It's your job to do that. Look and value in everything that's going around you and everything that is happening around you in your time and era. Okay? That's what a value creator is. You need to be obsessed with creating and developing and building. It may sound hard at first. You may have a full-time job. You may have a full family, whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you want the life that you want to have. So you're going to have to do things that sounds unreasonable for you to live the life that you technically don't deserve. So if you want a life that you don't deserve, and if you think you deserve it, then prove you deserve it. And the only way that you can prove that you deserve it is if you become the person who is actually, that you visualize in your mind, that you're imagining living out that life. Because if you did deserve it, you will have it by now. I believe we get everything we deserve. That's what I truly believe. Maybe not everything. I don't like speaking in terms of absolute, but hey, for the most part, yeah. So if you believe that you deserve a better life than what you are currently having, then you need to start doing things that your future self, or that the self that you haven't been imagining that you're supposed to have, you need to become that person. You need to be becoming. You need to be changing. So the problems that you're occurring right now, the problems are only there because you have not changed. You have not transformed. The more you change, the more you transform, the lesser the problems that you're experiencing now ceases and minimalizes, and the other problems that you will start to face. So I mean, for every level there's another devil. So the problems in your life are never going to go away. It's just going to be different problems. So you should always be wanting to look for problems, because problems are inevitable. And what else can be inevitable is your ability to be able to create better options and alternatives to overcome those problems. So the more problems that occurs into your life, that should be your justification to be able to gain as much wealth, prosperity, and riches and profit as much as possible. So that's what I do. I'm like, for every problem that comes my way, anything that makes me feel bad, anything that I don't like, anything that I despise, anything that I hate, anything that is anti my vision, I use that as a justification for me to gain more. That's what I do. So you can you can do it one way or the other. You can sit there and you can complain about it, and you can pout, you can hate it all you want. Or what you can do is you can be like, okay, you came into my life, I didn't ask you to come here. If it was a sickness or a toxic boyfriend or girlfriend that you allowed in your life, or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. If you're facing some family issues, or if you hate your dad or your mom or your kids, I don't know. Whatever issue you got going on in your life, I don't know. I don't really necessarily too much care. It doesn't really matter. Whatever issue you got going on, if you're a value creator, create better alternatives and options to counter that and earn it from it and become better and continue, repeat. So that's all I have right now. I really appreciate y'all so much for watching, and we'll be back so soon.